What up, everyone? It's your boy Red Hawk. It is 9:48 a.m. in the morning on Wednesday, June 10, 2026, and I'm going to talk about some crucial updates and realizations from the past. It's the final countdown. On Friday at 7 a.m. at Sartoris Field in Glendale Community College, I'll be walking on stage to graduate with my Associate of Science degree in Aviation Administration. That is on top of my AS in Electronics from LA Valley College and my Bachelor of Science in Marketing Management from Cal Poly Pomona many years ago. 2024 and 2016, respectively. Earning these degrees, it's made me come to terms with the fact that I may be on track to advance in the United States Army, hopefully as a senior NCO, be it like a staff sergeant to maybe master sergeant, first sergeant, or sergeant major, and then put in my packet for the warrant officer program as a helicopter pilot or as an aviation maintenance warrant officer. That being said, although I may be gunning for those ranks, with the education that I have, I think I'll be going into Army Basic Combat Training, BCT or Boot Camp, as a sergeant, pay grade E5, and then work my way up to E6 and beyond. Leading to that is the realization that, hey, I'm just built tougher and built different from my peers from the old air wing that I used to serve in, with 2 strike fighter squadrons. Now, I never have an ill will against the rank of Chief Petty Officer, Senior Chief, and Master Chief. Like I said in one of my previous videos, if you're watching this and you happen to be listening to me right now, I would say more power to you if you want those ranks. But as for me, it was never my dream to become a Chief Petty Officer and a member of the Goat Locker anywhere in the fleet. But the thing is, though, there have been thugs and shrews that acted like they were forcing me to earn those ranks. So that's why I was dismayed as a junior airman when I served my term from 2008 to 2011. That is, after 1 year of boot camp, A school, and C school. Great Lakes, Naval Air Station, Jacksonville, Florida, and NAS Lemoore, King County, California, respectively. Looking back at it, I gotta tell you folks, I cannot emphasize this enough. I am not a Chief Petty Officer. I don't wear any kind of uniform with anchors on my collars, be it the renowned khaki uniform, or even the service dress choker whites or the short sleeve summer whites uniform. I don't wear, nor do I wear, the service dress blue uniform of the Navy Chief Petty Officer, which looks like the Navy officer's uniform, the service dress blue coat and tie outfit, but with the combination cap with the black band on top of the cap brim, or the chevron and rocker with the rating badge and the hash marks denoting 4 years of service for each. Typically 3 hash marks for 12 years, or 4 hash marks for 16 years of service. I don't wear any of those. I am not a chief. And I thank heavens that I am not a chief, because I don't want to bash the anchors out there any further, but a lot of them acted disrespectfully towards me. And that is not a sign of good leadership at all. You had the bigots. You had bullies that are just being bullies for the sake of being a bully. You have those that are incompetent at their ratings, then shouldn't have earned the title of Chief Petty Officer and become members of the Chief's Mess, aka the Goat Locker, in the first place. I don't know why the Navy would scrape the bottom of the barrel to pick these unqualified individual creatures to earn their anchors. And that right there, I'm going to calmly state this, that infuriates a former junior sailor like myself. And so I did not vie to become a chief as an enlisted man in the United States Navy. Rather, again, if I were to move up in the military, I would have to work my way up to some senior sergeant, NCO ranks, and then, that is the ranks on the upper sleeve of my Union Army service dress blue uniform, and then go to Warrant Officer Candidate School and put on my Warrant Officer 1 bars, that is a silver bar with one black square in the middle, and have those ranks on the shoulders of my service dress blue uniform. Top that off with having an air crewman badge, the wings, silver wings, or even the Army pilot silver wings. And maybe even then, I could also aim to qualify to go to airborne school and or air assault school for additional qualifications to become a paratrooper and or air assault soldier in some way. I know, I'm dreaming far ahead right now, but that's my thought, because a few years back, I was going to be a U.S. Navy fighter pilot. I was going to vie to pass officer candidate school, commission as an ensign, and go to flight school for almost 2 years in Naval Air Station Pensacola, Florida, and then go to any of the stations for platform training. The helicopter training at Whiting Field, the anti-submarine training air station in Corpus Christi, Texas, or the airborne early warning base at Naval Air Station Point Mugu, Ventura County, California, or even the strike fighter bases in either Naval Air Station Lemoore, where I went to sea school for aircraft electrician, or Naval Air Station Oceana near Virginia Beach, Virginia. And there's also even the Naval Air Station Whidbey Island in Oak Harbor near Seattle and Everett over at Washington State. If I went the VAQ electronic attack jammer platform for non-dogfighting jets. But somehow, I gotta tell you folks, the Navy is not looking pretty good right now. I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack for naval aviators and senior officers out there, but I just gotta say it. The Navy wasn't looking pretty good. You have retired fighter pilots, from like maybe lieutenant commander to admirals, getting cancers after they served their time as jet pilots, and maybe dying earlier than they expected. That is not good. And you got the Navy removing the carrier landing and takeoff qualifications, FCLP, field carrier landing practice qualifications, during their strike fighter jet modules, in their strike fighter jet VFA and VAQ modules. That is not good either, because the essence of naval aviation is taking off and landing on an aircraft carrier. That is, if you are not an anti-submarine patrol pilot or naval flight officer navigator flying the P-8 Poseidon from land. Still though, I gotta thank the heavens that I am not going that route, even though I aspired to go that route, starting from 8th grade and 9th grade. Hell, I can remember right now. I had a little Egyptian hieroglyph drawing from my humanities class under Miss Paula Carbone. And at the bottom, I had my ultimate goal. I drew a Simpsons version of myself wearing a U.S. Navy midshipman's uniform from the U.S. Naval Academy on the left side of that bottom portion. And beside that Simpson midshipman version of me, there was an aircraft carrier with an F-14 Tomcat taking off of it. Somehow, me realizing that I'm never getting there, it upset me really good. It saddened me really good, and it just plainly disappointed me really good. But still, I gotta remember a golden rule when it comes to pushing on in life. Dreams that did not happen are not failures. They're not rejections. They're redirections towards what you're really capable of in positive ways. That aside, I'm also going to bring about some dreams that didn't happen as well. One time in middle school, before I realized that my biological father was cheating on my mom, I have to say that we had an outing one time at a Panda Express somewhere in downtown Burbank when he was on leave from his destroyer duties in San Diego. I told my dad that I wanted to be a talk show host. I wanted to be like either Jay Leno or Conan O'Brien, if not the likes of David Letterman or Jimmy Kimmel. But yeah, mostly I was looking up to Leno and O'Brien. But then again, my biological father warned me. Showbiz is a cruel thing. The Hollywood life is a cruel thing. You got publicities that you will be tired of being in contact with. The paparazzi. You will be so overwhelmed with them wanting to take pictures of you everywhere you go. You will also have to deal with the fallouts if you make a single mistake publicly and have to apologize to the public for the bad things that you did. And yes, there's the corruption and downright toxicity that comes with the Hollywood life. Which I'm not going to get into specifics of what those are in Hollywood, but there are aspects of Hollywood that are just extremely corrupt, greedy, and downright toxic. That's why my biological father warned me not to go into showbiz at all. I also had a dream in middle school that I wanted to become a video game designer as well. But my dad and my eldest uncle even warned me about ever becoming a video game designer, because kind of like what's going on with the geisha companies in Japan, like SNK or Capcom. Designers had to put in lots of hours, sometimes going in as little as 3 hours to even 5 hours of sleep every single day just to meet their deadlines for the ultimate fruition of any given video game. My eldest uncle even kind of mocked the notion and said that if I wanted to go into the gaming industry, I would have to become a video game tester. He would be like, they be playing games all day. They're not doing the coding and all the quality assurance that comes along with trying to come up with a game as genuine as possible. Well, I guess in essence, bio dad, uncle, which were right in that one. I did not become a game designer either. Just to backtrack, I am not a U.S. Navy Chief Petty Officer. I am not a naval officer going into the fighter pilot route. I am not a talk show host, and I am not a video game designer. And in fact, those rejections and a little bit of dark teasing from relatives, they led me to just become an aviation guy for the most part. Like being a mechanic and working my way up towards becoming a pilot someday. Speaking of pilot life, I've also inquired about the master's degree in aviation management, aviation operations program at Everglades University yesterday. This university is located in Boca Raton, Florida, which is a little north of Miami. And I talked to two counselors over there, and they told me that the aviation operations management master's degree program is all online. I wouldn't have to go to campus. But the thing is, there are two caveats to this program. One, Optimally, I would have to take one course per month just to emphasize learning all the details within a class. And if I were to challenge myself, I'd take two per month. But that could be, whether that could be overwhelming or not, I would have to see someday whenever I apply and register to become a graduate student at Everglades. All in all, though, it's looking like a really good prospect, and looking at the tuition, Everglades University is a little bit cheaper than Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, Daytona Beach campus, which I was looking into for the most part for an aviation postgraduate degree. The thing is, though, yeah, I might have to look into Everglades more, attending Everglades more than Embry-Riddle. Because Embry-Riddle is just notorious for being really expensive when it comes to aviation college learning. That aside, I'm now going to go into where I am now. Okay, graduation. 2 days from now. I'll be wearing my maroon cap and gown, as well as my black and gold U.S. Army stole, alongside the special tan suit that I bought from Pattaya Beach, Thailand, back in 2010 during my second deployment aboard the aircraft carrier USS George Washington. Next month, I'll be starting my practice of Naginata Do, as well as restarting my training in Muay Thai kickboxing in preparation for Army boot camp. I've gotten back to running for either 40 minutes to an hour for once or twice a week as part of just staying fit. I've even done more intense push-up repetitions. And each set that I do, the minimum that I could do is like around 78 or 85, and the maximum that I could do is like 99, which is pretty impressive. I gotta ask you folks, can any of the idiotic thugs or shrews that made Petty Officer 3rd Class to even Chief, Senior Chief, or Master Chief, can any of these thugs and shrews that I encountered back in the fleet do that? No. They're too lazy, or too unmotivated, or too apathetic to keep themselves physically fit like what I'm doing right now. Perhaps that is one of my victories over them. Yes, that is one of the redeeming factors in my life right now as I go along and hope to become a soldier in the United States Army after I complete my education from Glendale Community College, Los Angeles, and Cypress College, Orange County, within the next 6.5 months. That being said, it is now the 18 minute 16 second mark. Well, 18:20. It's going to be almost a 20-minute mark, and I'm going to leave you with these folks. No matter what happens, and especially to all the junior sailors out there, junior soldiers that happen to stumble upon this video, I'm going to tell you right now, do not ever listen to any of the thuggish senior NCOs that are trying to bully you into becoming something that you're not. That being said, I got my preview. I will read more letters to long gone friends from middle school and high school, and maybe even grade school. And I will also say I'm sorry for not being there for any single one of them. That being said, I will see you in the next video, guys and gals, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, Red Hawk, out. Peace.